Hi guys, this is Jason Gartner with Bring the Music to You, the East Valley's provider of in-home music lessons. And today I'm going to share with you the main riff from the song by Ed Sheeran called Lego House. And a couple of techniques that I think will help your performance of that song come out a little bit cleaner. Facilitate it for you. And then also recommend a couple other riffs that you might like if you like playing Lego House. Okay, so first of all, the first thing you want to get used to when you're going to play Lego House is that there's a bass motion happening. When I say a bass motion, you're hearing the song. That kind of sound, right? At the same time as you're also hearing underneath it. So the total sound sounds like this. Something like that, right? So what you want to get down is you're going to be playing this, the second fret of the A string, the second fret of the fifth string, or the second thickest string, with your first finger, a total of 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you're going to hop that finger up 1 string. Don't make a big motion, just make a small motion. In other words, your fingers shouldn't be going like this way up in the air to get to the next string. Just a small motion. And then play this second fret of the thickest string, the 6th string, twice. Okay, then your second finger is going to reach up to the 4th fret of the thickest string, or the 6th string, the E string, however you want to call it. And we're going to play that 6 times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to play the open E string. Okay, now I'm lifting my hand up like this to exaggerate, to show you that I'm not putting my fingers down on anything. Normally I'd keep my hand much more relaxed and close to the fretboard no matter what. And then we play that twice. Okay, so we get 2nd fret of the 5th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, twice on the E string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the 4th fret of the E string, and then twice on the open E string. Okay, now what these fingers are going to do to get that melody part, I'm going to go to the middle 2 strings. In other words, the D string and the G string, or the 3rd and the 4th string, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to take these 2 fingers and I'm going to put them on the 3rd and 4th frets. Okay, they're pretty much going to stay there until I end up going to the E string with my bass notes, at which point I'm going to actually replace the pinky finger with the 2nd finger. Again, I'm sticking my fingers out to exaggerate, only so you can see which notes I'm actually playing. In real life, I'd be much more relaxed. Okay, my fingers would be much closer to the fretboard. I would not be doing this ridiculous extension of my fingers. Okay? Alright, so now, here's the sound of it. Okay, now there's one other tip I want to give you then. In order to pull off the a clean left hand sound, well, let's talk about the right hand first. Okay, so talking about the right hand, let's have you use your thumb to play the 5th and the 6th string. Or in other words, the A and the E string. And these 2 fingers, your index and middle fingers, I and M, to play the middle 2 strings, okay? So they're just going to grab these 2 strings and kind of close. Okay, we're looking for kind of a closing motion of the knuckles here. And we're also looking to move the thumb in a relaxed way from the big knuckle here. Hopefully you guys can see that. So you get this kind of relaxed motion. Imagine like I'm just closing in on something, right? So that's how we're going to be playing, alright? So it looks like this. Okay? Then, one other thing that I want to point out to you. If I'm playing this and I'm getting ready to come back and repeat the riff, right, where it comes back to my first finger being on the 2nd fret of the A string, right? Now, if I just got them playing that 6th E, the 6th string, the E, open, and I don't do something to stop that sound, I'm going to get that continuing. And it kind of ruins the sound a little bit. You know, it doesn't sound like it's supposed to be part of that chord, right? What I can do to stop that There's a couple different tricks. I'm going to give you what I think is the easiest one. To me, the easiest one is I'm going to take my first finger, and normally I'd be telling my students, hey, play with the tips of your first finger, play with the tips of all your fingers, right? For this case, play slightly with the side of your first finger. Not enough to actually flatten out across the thickest string, the E string. Only enough to where the tip of your finger is touching the E string. So now, if I play the A string 2nd fret, I've got a clean sound. But if I accidentally hit this string, I've got no sound out of it except for like a percussion sound, right? That's how I stop the sound, right? So let me cycle through this so you can hear what I'm talking about. First finger goes down, touching the E string, just touching it. Other than that, I just make sure I have a good grip on the A string. Other thing I notice when I'm listening to Ed Sheeran play it, of course, he seems to like slightly play things a little differently each time he goes through them. That's just one thing I've noticed about his playing style. But he does seem to bring out the middle 2 strings, volume-wise, louder than the bass notes. So you get this kind of... Okay, in order to get that kind of volume difference, I just need to push considerably less. In other words, I should notice the string bending a lot less underneath my thumb, except for after the first pluck where you hear the bass note. But these fingers should be making the middle 2 strings kind of give way a lot more. I should be digging in deeper, right? So. Okay, in other words, also you can just focus on the sound. Listen to it for a second and say to yourself, gee, am I hearing those strings more so than the bass notes? Listen to it. You want to hear those strings, and then just do what it takes to change the sound. Okay. So I think it's a pretty cool song. There's only one other part to it. It's pretty easy. Check out any free tab, and you can learn how to play the rest of the parts. If you like that style of music, a couple other songs I'd recommend to you. Crash by Dave Matthews. Has a similar style where it holds down just a couple notes over and over again while some bass notes move around, right? Kind of sounds like this. Okay. Also, Hey There Delilah by the Plain White Tees. It uses the same right hand technique. Kind of has that relaxed feel. It's played a little bit more slowly. Both of those songs would be great songs for you to practice along with this one. They're on a fairly similar level of difficulty, and they kind of have that fun sound. I guess each singer is different between those different groups. There's certain stylistic personalities to each group, but for the guitarist side of things, I think, if you like the one, you'll probably like the other at least a little bit. So, hey, thanks for stopping by and checking us out, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, bye.